they're same-sex children or not. It's weird. Am I the only one seeing this? It's a little weird. It's like, how many more stories do we need to hear and reports and legal cases about men not knowing how to have self-restraint? I don't understand. I don't understand it. You said absolutely men are different species doing weird things. They really are. And I know there's good men out there that actually are seeing these weird activities that these other weird men are doing it. So I'm not... trying to generalize that it's all men. It's every man. It's not every man. But it's just weird. Something needs to be done. I don't know if there's a law that needs to take place or what, or there needs to be like a mass cleansing. Maybe there's a bunch of like lust demons that are attached to people that they're unaware of. Maybe there needs to be awareness about succubuses and incubuses or something here, because shit is getting out of hand. That's all I know. You said we females are being hunted? That's what it feels like to me.
It is a shockingly graphic story of betrayal and torture. The latest in a trio of defendants has just been sentenced to prison for her role in a brutal child abuse case. We're analyzing the details with Anna Sonoda, an expert on how predators target kids. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Calhoun inflicted brutal abuse on several kids, stepchildren, nephews, inside of a fifth-wheel trailer. Court documents say the abuse started in 2017 after Calhoun started caring for his nephews. Caring is in quotations there. And 5 years later, in 2022, investigators found Calhoun's 16-year-old nephew in a Nebraska hotel room with several unrelated adults. The boy told police he'd escaped a home where he'd suffered severely. He showed them scars across his body, gave detailed accounts of being tied up for days, set on fire, burned, beaten, stabbed, and honestly, I think a word that I could use here that's appropriate, mutilated.
With Illinois, substitute teacher will spend years in prison after she sexually assaulted an 11-year-old student.
You know, you are going to be placed under arrest.
Me?
Mm-hmm. You're Allie, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And it's going to be for predatory criminal sexual assault.
Allie Barfield was arrested in April of last year after law enforcement confronted her at her home. We have the latest from the courtroom, including reaction to her sentence being significantly less than what the state was asking for.
So obviously, given what's happened, I know you've been sent home from school today, so you are under arrest at the moment.
The issue of teachers sexually abusing their young, vulnerable students is not just a problem here in the United States. No, schools all over the world deal with it, and in a recent case from the UK, It's making global headlines. We're taking a closer look at the case of Rebecca Joins with former sex crimes prosecutor Serena Townsend. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Women hired to nurture and teach children, later accused of taking advantage of their positions and sexually assaulting the kids. What's driving them to molest kids that they should be protecting? Thanks for joining me for Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Female teachers accused of using their jobs to target their students, who are just kids, for sex. It's happening a lot these days, and some of these cases involve students as young as 12.
This is a horrifying case that once again shakes trust in those we expect to protect our children. Teachers. Sandy Carrazas-Pinez, a biology teacher, groomed and sexually exploited a 16-year-old student with special needs through texts, video calls.
People are just doing too much. You said good times to be single. That's what I'm saying. Like, sometimes I think about, like, creating a Bumble app or whatever it's called. Creating a Bumble account profile. Is that what it's called? Or, like, doing eHarmony. Or getting on one of those dating sites or whatever. But then I hear a story on the news about a man being wild. A man wanting to hurt a girl because she
secret off-campus meetings, but now the justice system has finally caught up with her, and this predator is going away for a very long time. We're going to break down the shocking details and what it means for the victim, the school, the law, and we're going to break it all down with a former criminal prosecutor. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber.
Rejected him. I don't wanna deal with nobody right now because it just seems dangerous out in these streets. Okay? It seems dangerous. And the thing is, that's not anything new. Like, men were already, like, you know, men would already, like, act up when you didn't, like, when you would reject them, right? Like, back in the day. Okay? Back in the day for me was, like, the early 2000s. Okay? And they would, like, you know, they would be mad. The most they would do would just be like, oh, you're ugly anyway. You know, if you reject them or something when you're out and about in the streets, like, they'll just be like, okay, bitch, you ain't even that cute. You know, that's as far as it went. But now it's like men are so bent up, like they have so much pent up or something to where, like, it's driving them to do violent things.
Hey, you step out for me? Sorry, I didn't see anybody. You're fine. Don't step out. Scared me.
A soccer coach and teacher is in handcuffs accused of sex with a female student. I have the video from the investigation into Molly Mercereau that was just released.
I have an attorney friend. Would you like his number?
Welcome to Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Molly Mercereau faces some serious charges in Florida's Panhandle. It's sadly the type of case we've come to tell you about all too often. A teacher accused of abusing her position and her power over a young person to have an inappropriate relationship with a student. At least that's the allegation from police and prosecutors.
It's just kind of scary. I don't know. And you know what's crazy too? I was talking to someone the other day, and it's like, it's making a little bit more sense now because, like, if you just think about the story in the Bible about Adam and Eve, right? God created Eve so that Adam could have a partner and he wouldn't be alone in, you know, the Garden of Eden. So I feel like Adam or men are designed to have somebody with them. Like, men aren't built to be alone. But women don't share that same problem, basically.
Adam was built first. How long was he alive? Oh, so I guess he had to get used to being alone. And since then she was created, she never knew what alone was.
That same issue or that same. I hope this is making sense. I hope I'm making sense to some.
Do you know what alone now is, Eve? I bet you understand what being alone is now.
Y'all, but I think like a lot of this stems from men not wanting to admit that they actually need a partner or something. I don't know how to explain this. It's like a pride thing. Maybe it's an ego thing. I don't know. Maybe it's their
Maybe it's because men are still Adam and, you keep going to the guy with the apple and you keep falling for the same trick. And then Adam says, oh well.
maybe their want and their need to be validated by other men is so strong that it's like I don't know. I'm not a man, so I don't know. But this is what I've been observing, and it's just strange. Something needs to happen. Something needs to change because it's scary out here. Okay, it's scary.
Yes, it really is because I just played a whole bunch of teachers and the list is going on and on and on and on and it's going on and on and on and on. It's all women in school. So, you know, women that have children and no father, make sure you talk to your kid, especially the boys. They're taught sex at a young age is a cool thing.
It is scary, and it's like crazy because some men, when they find out like you are not interested in them, or if you are interested and you don't want to like go quickly with them, like quickly into the bed or take things to that level, it's like I don't know, like they get angry, but yet I don't know how to explain it. Let me just be quiet. I think I'm going on a rant, but
No, that's a very good point. A man should be disappointed, but a real man's not going to be trying to rush you into bed because we're looking at all the other men that do that, and then they have children, and then they don't stay with the women, and then their children go to school.
something about that is significant, Joe. You said I just Googled the term chiboids. Linda is correct. Yes. Yes. You said, who keeps blocking you? Justin, I don't know. You mean on the chat? You said people should be evaluated before having kids. I agree. I said this another live stream I did. I said that some people, like, there needs to be a but then again, I don't know if that's a good idea. Part of me feels like there needs to be like a new law where like you need to take certain courses or classes in order to give birth to a child or to have a kid. But then at the same time, I feel like
And when they cheat somebody, when they cheat you and just say you failed the test, then what do? You complain about that, right?
that's like giving the government a little too much power, you know? And I don't think that's a good idea either.
You know what used to keep shit in line before? Shame. Women feeling shame. Other women not promoting, it's alright. It's gonna be alright. When yous actually had shame in your hearts, it made yous not do as much. When men felt shame in their hearts, they didn't do as much. But everybody's, believes they don't have to feel shame for things.
Yeah, I think that would be kind of reckless if we did that. Let's see. You said, why do we need a license to fish but no license to have kids? Bitch, I don't know. We have...
Because we used to not need a license to fish. Or you weren't born back then yet. You didn't know. Oh, you probably wasn't born back then. Or more than likely you were. Maybe. I don't know. Because that's a weird question to ask.
Oh, shit. Be warned, it's easier to change course now than clean up the mess later. Okay, child, shut the fuck up. Someone here is gonna plan on doing something reckless, I guess. Something here that they won't be able to like clean up later. You said Linda can be said vice versa. Wouldn't you agree that issue isn't just committed by men? I don't know about you, but I don't really see a plethora of women reports of women out here diddling on children all over the place or...
In his report, a teacher who allegedly had a child with a 13-year-old student, another teacher accused of sending more than 30,000. A teacher who allegedly had a child with a 13-year-old student, another teacher accused of sending more than 30,000 messages to an 11-year-old, a prison tutor, prosecutors say, tried to hire a hitman. These cases aren't anomalies. They represent some of the most serious alleged breaches of trust that we've seen in classrooms this year.
This settlement check completely changed my life, and it came from
A judge says there's enough evidence to take a Wisconsin teacher to trial after she was accused of making out with an 11-year-old boy. We got our hands on the criminal complaint against her, and we learned why her defense team says at least one of the serious charges should be thrown out. The problem is, she allegedly traded over 33,000 text messages with this child. We're discussing it all with an attorney who specializes in sexual abuse cases. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. Jesse Weber. We have quite the follow-up on a story that we did of a former teacher accused of making out with an 11-year-old. What a statement that is. So when we first brought this story to you, we're talking about when Madison Bergman was first charged back in May. She faced one charge: sexual contact with a child under the age of 13. But after an amended complaint was submitted in August, Bergman's preliminary hearing this week featured 10 charges: sexual contact with a child under age 13, use of a computer to facilitate a child sex crime, 2 counts of child enticement, 5 counts of sexual misconduct by school staff, and exposing children to harmful conditions.
Authorities have accused a 25-year-old high school educator of having sex with a student. This is unfolding in Douglas County, where a woman tied to a high school football program had her first court appearance this morning.
Let's get out to the Douglas County Jail, where
A shocking courtroom outburst. This former teacher is given jail time after stalking her ex-boyfriend. Courtroom video per WKYC TV. We have the body cam video of when she was first arrested after allegedly going to her ex's
children all
work.
over the place, or hurting a man because they got rejected, or I think
30 times in 19 days.
Hannah Freeman?
Hannah Freeman, are you supposed to be up here? You are? Were you in his vehicle earlier?
What went down in court leading up to that shocking reaction? We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart. A shocking courtroom outburst. This former teacher is given jail time after stalking her ex-boyfriend. Courtroom video.
I think there's numbers to back up what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to argue with you. It's not a competition. See, listen. Why is it every man's immediate offense or immediate rebuttal to pure facts about men is, well, women? Why is that? I don't understand why that has to be a thing. Like, we're not comparing one to the other. I'm just speaking what the facts are. The numbers are there. Y'all are weird, and y'all need to get your shit in check.
per WKYC TV. We have the body cam video of when she was first arrested after allegedly going to her ex's work more than 30 times in 19 days.
Hannah Freeman?
Hannah Freeman? Are you supposed to be up here? You are? Were you in his vehicle earlier?
What went down in court leading up to that shocking reaction? We're on the case presented by Law and Crime. I'm Chris Stewart.
Is that not right? There doesn't need to be a, but it's like, we would talk about women if that was, like, for instance, if this was a situation where women were being fucking weird, I would speak upon that as well. But right now, men are kind of getting strange. There doesn't need to be this back and forth weird competition against men and women. I think that's, listen, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings in this chat. Let me not hurt people's feelings. I'm not gonna hurt people's feelings. Let me be nice. Let's get out some more cards. But I definitely feel like there's an attack on the divine feminines. There's an attack on... Let me not. There's a new generation that's being born. Okay, for whoever this is for, you need to listen up. If you're in childbearing age, you need to understand that there's a new...
I can't leave for work until I find my phone.
Now a judge has officially handed down her sentence, and this is a sick and twisted case. Julie Rizzatello, a former English teacher at Wall High School, groomed and sexually assaulted 2 students. One was just a freshman, and even worse, she apparently got pregnant by one of them and then terminated the pregnancy and told him that this all happened when they had unprotected sex on his birthday.
Generation, a breed of souls that are coming to this planet, and there's a group or an opposing force that doesn't want these type of souls coming through. If you're catching my drift, and it has to come through a particular woman's portal. Okay.
No. I did that not to play the back and forth game like she was saying, but women use talk very confident, and it's because you don't look up your own stuff. If you just go look up your statistics, you'll be what you should, because you're the ones that get the kids. So you should know how bad school is. And what do you always think when you hear about school? It's a man, right? I just typed in teachers getting locked up for sexual assault. And the list continues and continues and continues. That's just like last year and this year or some shit. I remember one time I looked it up and a guy did a video on it. And he was just showing just non-stop. He said, oh, you just want to play? You just want to talk like ba just because when you do stuff, even if they put it on the news, it's like everyone's blind. Everyone will, it don't get headlines everywhere. But if a man does something, that shit's going nationwide. And every man has to wear that. Even though, we're all not that. And if yous got to see how much yous do, like everything that we get everything shoved in our face all the time. And then, the ones that are not that, we get tired of fucking hearing that shit. And then we go see things we've done our research. And then it kills us inside. Because then we learn the brutal truth of this world. I'm facing all these motherfucking niggas out here, and I'm facing all those women out there. It's a fucking war ground out here. Holy shit. I got dudes that are fucking predators on women, and then we got women that are predators on children. And men. On top of all the free this and free that and fucking set you up and drain you dry, and I'm like, I'm blessed that the Lord has kept me. I kept thinking I was cursed. But now I keep looking around and seeing men and women fallen. And the stories I hear, you know, I always go back and forth. Men are the worst. No, women are the worst. And men are, no, it's always the same. People are good. People are bad. When are the good people gonna be able to, like, see each other and say, you're good enough? You know? 'Cause it doesn't have a look. You know? I've seen extremely handsome good people, handsome men take care of themselves, work hard. But I've also seen handsome fucking men that take care of themselves and they're completely fucking utterly use every bit of it to, you know, just do whatever the fuck they want to do. I've seen average men, they're very good. I've seen average men be very wicked. I've seen ugly niggas. I've seen ugly women. Both be good, pure-hearted. And I've seen them be very, very vile and disgusting to people. So, you know, I've gone beyond looking and pointing fingers at certain groups of people like it's them. No. Good doesn't have a look, and nor does evil. It's a choice. It's a choice. I wanted to talk about something else in this video, but we got straight on all those videos. And Linda, I love your videos. I don't want to make you like you're a woman that doesn't understand, because, you know, I'm running out of time and I can't play the rest of the video where you actually say these things. Like, it's not a thing. What made me want to make these videos, because in the video you say real men need to step up and, you know, lead by example and lead men back to women. And I said, that sounds good, but, you know, like, I think I'm a good leader on my little level, right? And I'm not going to lead my wolves back to women, just like I'm not going to lead my women wolves back to men, because they're fucking crazy out there. You know? Even the wolf guard has trouble finding a good one. So, you know, I'm gonna lead people to doing the right things and maybe being able to, you know, run into people that are doing the right things. Then you don't have to guess if that's a person you should be with or not. Because everybody else is doing whatever the fuck they want. Acting like shit ain't real out here. Saying shit like back in the day, you know, in the 2000s, you know. Back in the day, for me, means no lights, no electricity. About 10 to 15 police in your city, you know, that were buffoons. They didn't understand detective work, you know. That's back in the day for me. And there's even more back in the day, but it's still modern. You wouldn't think so because you don't have your lights in your fucking refrigerator, you know? But the people that ain't living in huts and fucking dirt, they would think, yeah, that's a modern place. It's the city. But guess what happened in those cities? Women didn't walk down the street by themselves because you didn't come home. You had a little whistle, you could blow the woo or some shit. And, you know, the police didn't come on a car with a big ass gun and a dog and a da-da. No, they had to run down the block and you were gone. You were gone. That's why you walk down the street with your little brother. You get it? Like, that's why, like, we don't even... The point of this video was supposed to be why we people should appreciate the good men that protect us and have innovated this world to allow us to really not live like back in the day, men or women. Because for a man, you know, I know if those lights wasn't on and there wasn't cops with the big guns, I'd be in a tree somewhere by now. I'd be in a tree. I'd be in a floor. I'd be in some guy's basement or something. There's too many of these niggas everywhere. The only thing that keeps them back is the fact that they know men will come and charge them for their crimes. You know? And women forget these things and, you know, say crazy things. Like you're still not being protected. You know, I get it. You know, we're talking about boyfriend level. But if you're walking around society, please, women, stop with the fucking men ain't stepping up. And there's a man protecting you every second of your life. There's a man protecting me every second of my life. And because they're there, the fucking vultures don't pounce on us. That's only because they know they're there. If they wasn't there, you'd see how fucking free you really are and how much power. I'm free, I can't think I want. Yeah, you right. So I salute to the men and the women, because, you know, the women out there too with the boomsticks now. I salute you. Thank you. Get to sleep at night, not have to fucking wake up like, oh shit, niggas in my house. I can't call nobody, you know? Anyway, men do need to step up, but the men that step up, what women do we have to lead them to? Oh yeah, women used to group up, all the real women. They used to huddle in herds together so the good men can see them. And we didn't have to hunt anymore. We knew where they were. And then we got our fellas and we started getting them ready. And then we sent over ambassadors and they talk to you about like what kind of man you like. And they come back with the information. And then niggas start building up on like, oh, I could be that man for her. I could be that man for her. Let me start transforming. Super Saiyan time. If there's nothing there to transform for, men don't transform. Well, yeah, we do. But you know, makes it a little easier. So like while you get women together, you know, like you've been doing, Linda, you know, just gotta iron out the hate and just like men on our side, we gotta make them stop, get out the hatred. All women ain't bad, but until we you know, put the work in, shit ain't